She wants to send you like, okay, Lata. Let's browse.
All of you unmute yourself. Mute yourself. Okay. Siri, yeah, you can start.
ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कान्ता राधाकान्ता नमोऽस्तु ते। तप्तकाञ्चना गौराङ्गी राधे बृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
Hare Krishna. So first we'll discuss this month question answers, and then we'll go to the class. Okay. Yeah. Question answers. Yeah. The first question is, what is the best opportunity of a Kshatriya? What is the best opportunity for a Kshatriya? Even though here I have asked what is the best opportunity for a Kshatriya, this question can be used for anybody. Best opportunity for a Brahmin, best opportunity for a Vaisya, best opportunity for a Sudra. Because the best way to attain Goloka, to reach Krishna is very simple. The best thing is, what we have to do is, we have to go as per our Varnasrama Dharma. So Kshatriya is also one Varna. What is this Kshatriya supposed to do? He has to fight for, let's see, the options here are to fight for religious principles, to fight for material principles, to fight as per his consciousness. See, here the answer is to fight for material principles definitely is wrong, because what is our material principles? What is Duryodhana is doing is material principles. What is he doing? He wants to get the kingdom. He wants to enjoy the kingdom. That is material principle. So that is wrong. And fight for self-consciousness. That means whatever makes me happy, if I do, that is also wrong. So we should fight as per our religious principles. That means whatever religion, that means whatever our dharma, whatever the Kshatriya dharma says, he should follow that. So the answer is the first one. What does dharma mean? See, this is a very important question. What does dharma mean? Here, what is the dharma of a chili? I have given you this example. Some of you have written wrong here answer. Please put it in the chat box. What is the dharma of a chili? We just remember this. You will not never forget this. What is the dharma of a chili? Just type in the answer chat box. Chat box. I am not getting any answers. What is the dharma of it? To be spicy, correct. To be spicy, yes. That means the dharma of a chili is to be spicy. It is so here. It is not doing it right or not. Being spicy, it may be right, may not be right, but it has to be spicy. That is the dharma of a chili. So it is, can you ever separate, can you ever get a chili in a natural way? Of course, today scientists are doing a lot of research and changing a lot of things, but can you ever get a natural chili which is not spicy? That is not possible. Sugar means it has to be sweet. Sugar, it has to be sweet. That is the quality of a sugar. That is the quality of chili. That means that is the quality which cannot be separated. That means what is our dharma means a quality which, an inseparable quality is our dharma. So here, what is our dharma? Our dharma is to worship Krishna, worship, be devotional. The dharma of our Atma is to worship God. So dharma means, what is your dharma means a quality which you should have, which cannot be separated from you, is dharma. Third one is, what is Sanatana Dharma? What is Sanatana Dharma is, I have already answered this. Sanatana Dharma means, what does our scriptures say? That is, serve God with love. See, we can serve God with fear. That is not our Sanatana Dharma. We have to serve God with love. That is our Sanatana Dharma. Then the fourth one is, what is that differentiates between a human and animals? This answer, somebody have put it wrong. This I cannot excuse, because all SSP students know this sloka. We always refer this sloka. What is that sloka? Ahara nidra bhayamaidunancha. What does that sloka say? It says the only difference between animals and human beings is animals cannot learn dharma. That is the only difference. So the answer is 4. The last one, 4th. Humans can learn dharma, whereas animals cannot learn. From SSP, you people learn this, and then you are forgetting. Ahara nidra bhayamaidunancha. This is the sloka which you should never forget in your life. You should never forget that we have the advantage of learning dharma, and which we should never forget. The 5th one. What is that is carried to the next birth by the spiritual body? This also, what is that we are carrying to the thing is, this also we have given lot of examples, that the material knowledge which we are learning here, that means here this life we might do PhD or double PhD or something more than that. But when we take the next birth, we have to start again from ABCD. You can't take the spiritual knowledge which we have, material knowledge which we have learned in the previous life, whereas the spiritual knowledge we carry. Then you might ask me a question, we are again starting learning spiritual knowledge also. Are we not learning? Yes, we are learning. But see, if you just see the difference, you are such an young children. You are learning this spiritual knowledge at the age of very young age. Some of you are learning from 7-6 years. Some of you are learning from 12-13 years. And people like me started learning it from 55 years. Why this difference? What? Why did you open your mouth, Shrinika? Because the difference is the knowledge which I attained in my previous life is maybe 10% of spiritual knowledge I learned, or 10% of devotional service I have done in my previous life. So God has given me very little opportunity to learn in this life, but it is up to me How I utilize even my balanced life. That means I might have started at 55. By the time if I live for another 10 years, if this 10 years, if I really use it up, maybe I will go up to some 80 percentage, 90 percentage. And next year, I will be born in a family where I can start this spiritual life from day one. That means if I am born to a spiritual parents, we see small children who start doing Hare Krishna from the age of 1 and 2. By the time they start their talking itself, they start with the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That is because of the fortune which they have earned in the previous life. Okay, this is our karma siddhanta which we are learning. And also, see, even your friends also, many of you have started this, learning this slokas, learning this spiritual knowledge, but some could not learn. Many, like whenever we start an SSP course, each of us get about 25 to 30 students, and by the time we complete 100, hardly 3-4 are completing. Why? The others have not accumulated their spiritual knowledge in the previous life, so they are not able to continue. That is the difference. So the only thing what we can carry to is, it is definitely not the material knowledge. It is not the material earnings. Definitely all of you know that the material earnings cannot be taken to the next life. So the spiritual knowledge can be taken to the, carried to the next one. And of course, our karma, our good and bad earnings also will go. What is the result of, for a Kshatriya who fights for a rightful religious cause? What does he get? A rightful religious. So if a Kshatriya fights for a rightful religious cause, what will he get? A Brahmin fights, the result will be different. A Kshatriya fights, the result will be different. All of us know about it. We have to follow our Varnashrama Dharma. So when we follow our Dharma, when a Kshatriya's Varnashrama Dharma is fighting for a religious cause. So when he does that, what will happen? Kshatriya will be awarded amply. That is not required. Whether a Brahmin fights or a Sudra fights, he will be awarded amply. That is not the specialty. A Kshatriya will get a great fortune that any Varna person will get. A heavenly doors will be open for a Kshatriya. That means if he fights and then wins, he will get the kingdom in this world, and also he will go to final abode. And if he dies also, he will go to the next life, Krishna's abode. So this is a rightful way of doing his Varnashrama Dharma. What will be the result of neglecting one's duty? What will be the result? One will incur sin and lose reputation. That means if we don't do our duty, we'll lose our reputation. The duties, that means a Kshatriya, that is what was Arjuna's reasoning, no? Saying that if I what is that? What did he say? What did Krishna say to Arjuna? If you don't fight, and then if you run away, you will lose your reputation. This is what Krishna told Arjuna very clearly, that people won't think that you ran away, you left the war field with the sympathy towards the others. They will only think that you ran away because you were timid. You are not unfit. You are unfit to be a Kshatriya. This is what everybody will talk. This is what Krishna has told Arjuna. That means he will incur sin. Not doing our Varnashrama Dharma is the greatest sin what we can do. If I am a Vaisya, if I go and do a Brahmanical work, I won't get credit. I'm not supposed to do, unless by my character, I enhance myself to a Brahmanical qualities, I should not do. So that way here we'll incur sin and lose reputation. The duties will be accumulated and hence burden. That means and no further duties will be allotted. No. So here what will happen if he doesn't do? He will get a sin. What does Krishna talk in the Karma Kanda section? 2.31 to 2.37. What does he talk? One can only be happy by taking care of the material commitments. Does Krishna say that? Does Krishna say that you will only become happy if you take care of your material? No, he doesn't say that. He says material bondings or material commitments are important, But that is not what is important. One can only be happy because when Arjuna wanted to run away from the war field, what did Krishna say? He said, only if you act as a Kshatriya, only if you behave like a Kshatriya, you will be very happy. Okay, so here the answer is the second one. One can only be happy by doing one's prescribed duties. So in all these question answers, what is that we are learning? We have to follow our varnasrama dharma, and we have to do our prescribed duties. And only when we do this, all this, whatever we accumulate, will be punyam we are going to accumulate, will be carried to the next birth, and we get a better birth. Or if you are really 100%, so if you are lucky enough to satisfy Krishna, we'll happily go back. So the ninth one, what will be the result of not doing one's prescribed duty? Again, the same question, I am putting it in different ways. So till now I asked, what is that you get by doing your prescribed duty? We are going to go to heaven. So what is that will happen? If we don't do it, we'll incur papam, and also we'll get infamy and dishonor. People will laugh at us. I think the question is repetition here, fame and honor. So if you don't do our duty, we'll not get fame and honor. Arjuna is thinking that I will not behave like a Kshatriya. I will go leave this and go. Because that he was thinking that he will become he'll be happy, he'll have peace of mind and happiness. He cannot. He will only get infamy and dishonor. They will only laugh at Arjuna. What does Krishna say? The result of fighting in the war would be for Arjuna. Okay, now I'm realizing actually all the questions are same, repetition. Victory and kingdom, as Arjuna is a great warrior. So definitely he will get it, no doubt. But sinful reactions for killing his relatives and kingdom, as he is sure to win. So did Krishna tell that you are going to get sinful reaction? No, Krishna did not say. And did Krishna say that you will definitely win? You will definitely win because you are a great warrior? No, Krishna did not say that. Krishna said, kingdom, if you win, you will get kingdom. If you lose, you will go to the heavenly planet. This is what Krishna told. Krishna never told him that you are definitely going to win, you fight, and then you will get a kingdom. He never told that. He told, if you win, you will get heavenly kingdom. If you lose, you will get heavenly planets. This is what Krishna has told. These are the question and answers we discussed last time. Any doubts in this? Does anybody have any doubt? Or shall we continue with our class? Okay, we'll continue with our class. This word dharma, what is our dharma? Dharma means inseparable quality. Never forget that. Okay, never forget that. It is our dharma is to do devotional services. Okay. Okay. Now, till now we have discussed in the first 10 verses of chapter 2, we have discussed about Arjuna expressing his last doubt. That is, Arjuna expressed his doubts. All the doubts were expressed till 2.10. From 2.11 to 2.30, Krishna has told about the soul. Atma Jnanam he has given. He told what is soul and everything about the body, the formation, the Atma, then the mind, intelligence, the spiritual body and the material body. This is what Krishna has explained in the slokas from 11 to 30. And then from 31 to 38, Krishna has talked about the sakama karma. That means doing things without expecting results. So, sakama karma is expecting results, because this is where Krishna has told, you fight, you will get happiness as a Kshatriya. If you don't fight, you will not get happiness. So if you fight only, you will get happiness. This is what Krishna has told Arjuna. That means he talked about doing it with expecting results. Okay, either and also he told, as discussed in the question answers, if you don't fight, you will become infamy and you will get dishonor. This is what he talked about. And now we have to go. Now today we are going to discuss 38 to 53. Slokas 38 to 53. Working with knowledge. So here, like step by step, Krishna is introducing to Arjuna. Initially, he didn't tell how it should be done. Initially, Krishna told who you are, who is Arjuna, who is a material, who is a human being. That's what he told. Then he told how we'll get happiness. And in 38 to 50, Krishna has told about working with detachment. That means the actual Bhagavad Gita is what is told in Bhagavad Gita. Working with detachment. So in section 1, he talked about jnana, working, and second one, he talked about working with attachment. So this is a combination of both. So here we'll clearly understand why we should work without any detachment. Do your karma by connecting to, in this section, he is going to tell, do your karma by detaching yourself or by serving Krishna. And by attaching yourself to Krishna. This is what he has told. Okay. Rohan Prasad.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Sukha dukha samakritva labha labhau jaya jayo tatai yuddhaya yujyasva nayanam papam avapsayasi. Translation: Do to fight for the sake of fighting without considering happiness or distress, lose or gain, victory or defeat, and by so doing you shall never incur a sin.
Yeah. Do though fight for the sake of fighting. Fight for the sake of fighting. Wait. Enough. So you have to, you mute yourself, Rohan. So you have to fight for the sake of fighting without considering happiness or distress, loss of gain. So what Krishna is telling is, you have to do here, because he is talking to Arjuna, he is telling you do it for doing it. But here, but we should not consider whether what we are going to do. Because Krishna has asked us to do, we have to do. Because it is our varnasrama dharma, we have to do. So we should not think what is it we are going to get. And by doing so, you shall never incur sin. So by doing something good also, if you do which you are not supposed to do, you will get sin. Actually, I am remembering a story, but I don't know whether I can tell you totally or not. Okay, that story, I think I remember. Okay, we'll think. So here in 38, till now Krishna was telling, what was Krishna telling? He was telling Arjuna, you fight for your enjoyment. That means he never used the word enjoyment. He's telling, if you don't fight as a Kshatriya, you are going to suffer. So if you fight only, you will get enjoyment. That is what he has told. Now slowly Krishna is shifting the concept what he is telling. Now he is telling, changing his argument slowly. Like suppose if when you are studying, see Rohan, please don't keep on meddling with it. If you keep on meddling with the keyboard, I get disturbed here. Please hold your hands. Okay. So now what he is slowly, step by step increasing. In 2.14 sloka, why do you want remote control? Rohan, please tell me. In 2.14 sloka, he has already spoken this. By comparing our happiness, he said we should compare our happiness or sorrow with weather. That means it is only temporary. So we should, sometimes we get happy weather, good weather, sometimes we get bad weather. So we should know how to handle it. This is what he has told in 2.14. Again, now also he is telling you have to consider, do whatever you are doing without thinking about the results. You have to, he is here, Arjuna has to do this work because Krishna decided, not for winning or losing. Krishna knows who has to win, who has to lose. That Krishna knows very clearly. And similarly, any other activity, what we are doing also, we should do it because that is our duty and not because for getting a credit out of it. Then only then we'll become a devotee. Like many times I have given this example, you have to do your duty of studying because that is your dharma. What is your dharma as a student? Your dharma as a student is learn and study, but learn the right knowledge, get the right knowledge is your dharma. That's what you are supposed to do. So while doing this, there are two ways of doing. One is doing it for the happiness of our indriyas. That means we wear a good clothes, we feel very happy. That is for satisfying my indriyas. Okay, that because of that, Krishna may be happy, may not be happy. But if I do the same, I do beautiful decoration to Krishna, and then that also gives indriya happiness to me. That also makes me happy. But there is a chance that Krishna might get happiness out of it. It doesn't mean that we should not decorate ourselves or look beautiful or anything like that. But that should not be our main priority. We should limit everything to a restriction. So we should always work for the happiness of Krishna and not for our happiness. Once we start doing for the happiness of our material happiness, what happens is we keep getting bonded with the material attachments. So which is like we keep getting attached with the family. Suppose I want to study, I have to pass my class now. So I should do it because that is my dharma. I should not do it to satisfy my parents. I should do it because my dharma is to attain the knowledge. My dharma is to study, I should do it. Not because of satisfying somebody. And if you do that, what will happen is the bonding will become so attached. Next birth also we will go and attach. Normally they say a wife will become husband, husband will become wife, a son will become father, a father will become son. Why? Because of the attachment they develop. So that kind of attachment should not be there. The love should be there, the responsibility should be there, but we should not do our things just for that sake. So we should always work only for the satisfaction of Krishna. So how do we do this? Just put Krishna in any activity, whatever we are doing. Any activity, what we are doing, we should put Krishna in between. That means if I am doing this, will Krishna be happy? Yes, he will be happy. I am fighting with my brother. Will Krishna be happy for it? If he is happy, you can do it. But will Krishna be happy? So that way, when we are attending the class, when you are attending the class, we have to put our mind and focus, total focus on it and do. And then Krishna can be happy. But just for the sake of hearing, just because my mother made us sit here, if we are doing, Krishna will not be happy. So like that, whatever we are doing, we should put Krishna there and then do it. So because most of the things what we are doing here are for the sake of satisfying our family, friends, relatives, society. So that way Krishna will never be happy. We should only do the righteous things which can make Krishna happy. Okay. So now Arjuna also will get a doubt. If I'm Krishna is telling I am Atma. If I am Atma, my only thing is to serve God. Why should I fight? I can as well leave it here and then go and serve God. So I have no other duty than doing my serving Krishna. So why should I do it? If I am a body, I'm going to lose this body or I'm going to kill others. So that is not correct. So why should I do it is the question which Arjuna might get. So the further things will answer that also. Yeah, Vanshika? Shrinika, sorry.
Esati bihi
Abhihita Sankhe
Sankhya Buddha Yogi Tvam
Imam.
Imam Sarnu
Shrunu Buddhya.
Buddhaya Yukato Yava Patra Yaya Patra Karmabandham
Prahasati.
Saya Saya
Prahasyasi.
Yasi.
Yeah, meaning.
Translation. Thus far, I have described this knowledge to you through an
Analytical.
study. Now listen as I explain it in terms of working without fruitive.
Fruitive results.
O son of Partha, when you act in such knowledge, you can free yourself from bondage of works.
Thus far, I have described this knowledge to you through analytical study. That means he has told about the about the soul, our body, about the Sankhya. Sankhya, what is Sankhya? This chapter is known as Sankhya Yoga. Sankhya means it's analytical thinking and it is a complete knowledge. For that, you use the word Sankhya. That means it's a complete knowledge about our body. That is the knowledge. Now, Krishna wants to tell about the Buddhi Yoga. Now, listen as I explain it in terms of working without fruitive results. That means how to work without expecting the material results. O son of Partha. When he uses this pratha, when does he use? Whenever he wants to address Arjuna very affectionately, he uses. When you act in such knowledge, you can free yourself from the bondage of works. So that's what he wants to say. So from now, Krishna is going to explain the Buddhi Yoga. If you listen to Buddhi, we will come out of our Karma Bandhana. Karma Bandhana means by doing our whatever acts we are doing, we are getting bonded towards further attachments. So how to get out of it, we will understand by listening to this Buddhi Yoga. The bond. So this bondages, when we do karma, having fruitive results, these bondages will take us more into doing further karma, but it will never clear us from all this. Also, we have to understand that we have only limited capacities. Like even though we want to do a lot of things, we have limited capacities. Like we can eat only little, whatever. Like suppose I like something to eat, I can't eat just because I love something. I love gulab jams. How many can I eat? I will eat only 2, 3, 4. I can't eat 100. That way, for everything there is a limitation. So that way, even our physical appearance, there is a limitation. Our happiness and sorrows also, there is a limitation. For everything, there is a limitation. A sorrow which we really suffer today, tomorrow we'll think, oh, why did we feel so bad for it? Or for a happiness which we enjoy today, tomorrow when we think of it, we say, okay, something happened, we unnecessarily got excited. All these explanations we will get in this Karma Bandhana. How this Karma Bandhana will bond us more. Like we want to eat more, we want to get dressed up more, we want to enjoy more. This will only entangle us in the Karma Bandhana. So we have to come out of this Karma Bandhana. That means to come out of this, we have to change the circumstances in which we are living. That means we are only entangling ourselves with the desires of I want that, I want this kind of desires we are getting. So we should get rid of all this. We should change the circumstances in which we are. And now from now, Krishna explains how we have to do that. And here, all the doubts which Arjuna have raised initially are only for material. They have nothing to do with the spiritual knowledge. Because he is telling, if I kill, how will I get happiness? If I kill, my relatives will die. And all that is only material happiness. So from now, he will teach Buddhi Yoga. So what is Buddhi Yoga? We know Buddhi means intelligence. So yoga means connecting with the supreme knowledge, supreme personality of Godhead. That means how to connect ourselves with the supreme personality of Godhead. Which is, how can we do this? We can only get ourselves connected with the devotional service to the Lord. which is called as Bhakti Yoga. So this Buddhi Yoga and Bhakti Yoga are the same, which is also called as Nishkama Karma Yoga. Nishkama means no desire, working without any desire. And the next 4 chapters talks about this only. So here he is giving a explanation. And also here in chapter 10, Sloka 10 also, Krishna clearly explains how we can directly communicate with Krishna, or who is sitting in our heart. How can we do that? By only doing devotional service, we can get connected. So here, as we discussed earlier, again we can understand one thing: whatever advancement we are doing here will never come down. In spiritual knowledge will never come down. And so those impressions will be carried. So because we, as we discussed, like some people love eating only vegetarian food. Some people love eating non-vegetarian food. Why like that? Even the family traditions may be different, but still they would love it, this only, because that is because of their impressions what they had in the previous life. That means, suppose in previous life they were an animal. If they were an animal, a tiger or a lion, what will mean? They were only eating non-vegetarian. So this life also they would that impression which they carry here, they carry. Maybe last year if they were a vegetarian, a goat or something like that, they would prefer vegetarian. Or if they had attained lot of spiritual knowledge in the previous life, they will go for vegetarian food, because only the spirit. Why the soul carries only the spiritual knowledge? Why not this material knowledge? Because what is the purpose of soul? The purpose of soul is to go back to Krishna. So whatever we like only we take with us. So because that is the purpose of thing, so we take that spiritual knowledge, whatever we have learned in this life, to the next life. So here we need not think that I have not done complete, I have not learned something, I have left it in between, because till then, suppose I have learned till 50%, from my next birth I will start from 51%. If I leave it at 90%, I will start at 90%. So here I can tell you a story. Like there is a very good, good in the sense, a Brahmin. He was a perfect Brahmin, doing all his Brahminical duties perfectly. When he was doing all his and he had a family, wife, children, everybody, they were all doing very nicely with a very good family. But suddenly what happened is, out of unfortunate or whatever it is, or a test by Krishna, or the effect of Durga Mata, we all know how the test will be happening for us. Lot of temptations keep coming. Once he saw a prostitute or a lady, and then he fell in love with her. So he's a married man with children and all that, but still he could not control himself, and he went and married that lady, left his family, and he lived with her. And that lady is not a good lady. So what she was encouraging him to do, all bad activities. So he was doing a lot of bad activities, like because she has a lot of desires and to earn money. So she is supposed to do a lot of, she encouraged him to do a lot of bad activities. And so finally, because they married, they had children also. And like he led a very bad life. So what happened is, at the age of when he was almost 85 years, he had a son who was some 5, 6 years or 7 years old. And his fortune, this is where Krishna shows his mercy. Maybe his fortune, he named the son as Narayana. All the other children whom he had, he never named them with any good names, with devotional names. Only this youngest son, he named him Narayana. And because he had this son when he was a very old man, he developed a lot of affection on this man. So one day, because of his good austerities what he has done, he knew that he was dying, and he could see the Yamadutas. Yamadusa is coming. So he got very frightened. Yamadusa is coming. So what did he saw his younger son there, and out of affection and out of fear, initially he called Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. So later, because of the affection he had on Narayana, he called him very affectionately, Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. So as we all learn, what will happen if you, while leaving our body, if you remember God, God will come. So one side Narayana, Yamadotas have come, and the other side Narayana Dotas have come. Vishnu Dotas have come. And so they had an argument. So Narayana Dotas, Vishnu Dotas said, no, he is telling Narayana, that too he is telling very desperately and with a very devotional feeling. So we have to take him to Vaikuntha. Then Yamadota said, no, you cannot take him. Initially he led a very good life, but later he led a very bad life. So he has to go to Yamaloka. So that way, they had an argument. So finally the issue went to Narayana. And so what they said is, okay, he did a mistake by mistake. So let us give him a second chance. So without killing him, they prolonged his life. And then he realized the mistake what he has done. And so he led a beautiful life. This is why I have taken this example is, even though we do bad things, when we really do some good things, the punyam will be carried. And because he had done some bad things, he had to prolong his life, take one more life and do some good austerity works. And then he had to lead life, and then he went to Goloka. So, but here one thing, be very sure, don't take this story as an example in life, because you should not think, okay, I'll do some good things, some bad things. Krishna, because I have done some good things, Krishna will excuse me and then take me back. No, it will not happen. Sometimes because of our fortune, or maybe because of certain very good thing what we all cannot do, it happened in his life, but everybody it won't happen. So we should never think that it happened for Ajamal, even though he was a bad man, so it will happen for me also. So you should never think like that. So whenever we do anything, we have to be very cautious in doing things. And also we have to understand one thing. So how do we do things without having material desires? That means whatever we are doing, we should do it for the pleasure of Krishna. That means, how do we do when we serve something to Krishna? We should not serve with fear. We should serve with love. Whatever we do, the example, I can give you one more example. Suppose a guest has come to our house. We like the guest. And so, we like the guest. So what is that we try to give the guest? We try to give him what he likes. Suppose the guest is a very simple man, like a very simple man. Suppose a Vaishnava who eats very simple food comes to her. So it comes to our house. So without giving them the simple satvika aharam what they want, just to show our love on him, if you just prepare an elaborate lunch and then serve him, he can never enjoy. What will he enjoy? He will enjoy what he likes. So that way also we should always try to do what Krishna likes, not what we like or not what we exhibit. Okay, 2.4, Jitesh.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Jitesh.
मोहाभिक्रमनाशोऽस्ति प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते स्वल्पमभ्यस्य धर्मस्य त्रायते महतो भयात्.
Yeah.
Translation. In this endeavor, there is no loss of
diminution.
And a little
advancement
on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear.
Yes. So here what is he saying? In this endeavor, there is no loss or diminution, and the little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. So here we have the story which I have told previously is telling you that little advancement, whatever he has had, has saved him from lot of danger. So in this like doing devotional service, there will never be any loss. You will never lose. If at all it happens also, even it just remains with us and it will never go. And when we need not fear for it. Like one more story I can tell you, like Gajendra Moksham. Many of you might be knowing this Gajendra Moksham story, which is the story of an elephant, Gajendra. This Gajendra was a Gandharva, that means a demigod, who did lot of austerity. He knows lot of prayers. He is a Vaishnava, he is a Vishnu Bhakta, but he has done some mistakes. So because of which he received a curse, and then he was born as an elephant. And as an elephant also, because he was born because of his previous karma, he was head of the forest, and then he had a big family. And one day he went into the lake to drink water, and unfortunately, one crocodile came and caught his leg. However big the elephant may be, if the crocodile is in the water, the crocodile becomes more stronger. So what happens? So immediately, the elephant tries desperately to come out of the water. It cannot come. So, to go elaborately into the story, it's a big story. So finally, it fights as long as it can fight. And finally, it gets into a state where he loses all the hope. And because of his previous karma, because of his previous thing, he remembers Lord Vishnu. So immediately, he prays to Krishna to save him. That is where they say immediately Krishna came, and then this is a very big story, Gajendra Moksha, and then there are great prayers on this Gajendra slokas, where what Gajendra has played, sang and all that. So he has come and cut his throat of crocodile and saved. So here, even though he has taken the birth of an elephant, at the required time, what happens is Krishna shows the mercy, and then he remembered all his previous life, and then because he remembered all that, he could pray to Vishnu, and then he could get back, he could relieve himself and then go to moksha. While doing that, what is that he offered? He just takes a lotus out of the water and then offers Vishnu. When God comes to save him, what is that as an animal he can offer? He has not offered anything. We learn the sloka, patram pushpam palam toyam. So whatever we have, the best whatever we can offer, we have to offer to God wholeheartedly. That is what the best what we should be able to offer, not by having elaborate food on our table and offering a patram pushpam palam toyam. But we should offer Krishna whatever best we can offer. Yeah. 2.41. Yeah, Harshit.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी.
Yeah, Harshit.
व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धेः कुरुनन्दना बहुशाखा हि अनन्ताश्च बुद्धयो व्यवसायिनां. Those who are on the path are resolute in purpose, and their aim is one. O beloved Lord of the Kurus, the intelligence of those who are irresolute is many branched. Mataji కనపడలేదు అందుకే చెప్తాను.
So here he is now sloka 41 to 46, Krishna talks about Vyavasayatmika Buddhi. The word this Vyavasayatmika Buddhi, many times it comes in Bhagavad Gita. Vyavasayatmika means one point concentrated, that is called Vyavasayatmika. Mean like one intelligence. That means all our intelligence, our focus. So when you are preparing for your exams, your Vyavasayatmika should be on your studies. So Vyavasayatmika buddhi means one-pointed intelligence. This is a very important word. All of you should learn. And then resolute is determined. So here he says, those who are on the path are resolute in this purpose, and their aim is only one. Those who are having this buddhi yoga and doing this, their aim is only one. Oh beloved child of gurus, the intelligence of those who are irresolute is many branch. That means those who are not determined, they'll have many like a tree, like you just open your book and sit, and then for sometimes whatever mom and dad are talking there, mind goes. Sometimes what is that running on the TV? What is that my brother or sister is doing? What is that? Who is that who has knocked the door? Or what is the movie that is going to come in the TV? This way focused. There is no focus. You will land nowhere. So we should always have a focused thought. So on whatever we are doing, we should have a focused thought. That is what is meant by Vyavasayatmika buddhi. So here we should, when we are praying to Krishna, whatever we are doing, we should always think our focus should be on Krishna. And then how do we get this Vyavasayatmika buddhi? How do we get it? Is we should have a bona fide guru, not just a guru. It should be a bona fide guru. Who is a bona fide guru? All of you know. All of you attended SSR class. So there we very clearly know who is a guru. A guru is a person who comes in the what do you call? I lose that word. A parampara. A guru should have a proper parampara. If I ask who is your guru, if you say Bhagavad Prabhuji is my guru, then if I ask who is Bhagavad Prabhuji's guru, he should say Radhanath Swami is my guru. And if he asks who is Radhanath Swami's guru, he should say Prabhupada is his guru. That way it should get connected and go to Krishna. That means the parampara should be established. Only then he is a bona fide guru. If somebody may be good knowledgeable, a person who maybe he has by-hearted the total Bhagavad Gita, he has by-hearted every line of the meaning and everything, and if you go and ask him who is your guru, he says I don't have a guru, I just got the enlightenment like that. We should never accept him as a guru. So to have this Vyavasayatmika buddhi, what we should do is we should have a focused thought, and this thinking should come from a bona fide guru. It should come from a bona fide guru. Okay. So this is like if you have this Vyavasayatmika buddhi, what happens is it is like watering a plant. So if you water the plant to the root level, the root will take the water and the water will go to all parts of the plant. So instead of doing that, if you start watering, I like the flowers, so I'll only water the flowers. And then without watering the plant, if I just put water on the flowers, the leaves are beautiful. If I water the leaves, what will happen? The plant will never flourish. So we should know what is that, where we should put our concentration and how we should learn. So we should have a bona fide guru and we should have our concentration in learning. Yeah. Siri, can you read?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Yamimam pushpitam vacham pravadantya vipaschitaha vedavadarata partha nanyad astiti vadinaha kamatmanas swargapara Janma karma falapradam kriya visesha bahulam bhogaishwarya gatim prati. Translation: Men of small knowledge are very much attached to the flowery words of the Vedas, which recommend various fruitive activities for elevation to heavenly planets, resultant good birth, power, and so forth. Being desirous of sense gratification and opulent life, they say that there is nothing more than this.
Yes. So men of small knowledge are very much attached to the flowery words of the Vedas. We are not saying here the Vedas are wrong, but here the Vedas also take a step by step towards our elevation. But here, if you directly get connected with Krishna, this kind of flowery words won't affect us, which recommend various fruitive activities for elevation to heavenly planets. So, if you do these fruitive activities, which will we have already this also, actually this SSR class, whatever we have learned, it just covers the total Bhagavad Gita. So what is it we have learned? If you pray to the demigods are also nothing wrong in praying with them. What will they give? In fact, they give the results which are faster than learning from the Krishna. So if I pray to the demigod, if I pray to Krishna and say I want lot of riches, Krishna may give, may not give. Why? He will analyze. Is it giving so much of riches to Padmavati? Is it good? If he feels it is good, he will give. Or he will see, does she deserve it? Will that riches take her to a proper direction or to a bad direction? It will just think about it on both, and then he will decide. But whereas the other demigods, they don't do that analysis. What they do is, okay, they are supposed to do this yajna. He has done this yajna perfectly. So by doing the yajna, we do some sankalpam before doing the yajna. That means, what is the purpose of doing this yajna? So what is the purpose? So I want a lot of riches, lot of beauty, lot of, I want a big car, big bungalow. So, okay, they are doing it for it. Okay, I'll give. So what will happen? Suppose my life in this earth, I am supposed to lead a simple life. By doing yajna, I have got whatever I desired. What happens? My karma, which says I have to lead a poor life or a simple life, is still pending there. So I will have to take one more birth and then undergo that simple life. So whereas the demigods here, they are not bothered whether I have to take a separate life or not. For them, she has done the austerity, so she has asked me for it, I am giving it. They go it that way. So being desirous of sense gratification and opulent life, of rich life, there is nothing. What we think is, we always forget about our soul, atma, its desires, and again we have to take one more birth. We just totally forget it. And so we forget it, and what we do is, we just think about this life, and then we think, oh, this is it. So I have done all these austerities and I am very happy. That is how we take it. See, if we are doing, all of us are doing chanting. So are we seeing any results out of the chanting? One thing is, we develop our concentration, and we develop our peace of mind, and then it improves our focus, that is Vyavadayasmika Buddhi. But these things are not seen materially. So we think, okay, what do we get by chanting? I'm doing this chanting for years and nothing is happening. What should happen? We are accumulating the benefits into our bank account, which is only maintained by Krishna. We are not accumulating by doing this chanting. We may not accumulate our bank account, but our account with Krishna is getting accumulated, which we are not realizing. So, but whereas by doing for demigods, what we see is immediate results. I do this puja, I get first rank in the class. Happy, I do it. I am doing chanting, my friend has done this puja, she came first. Whereas I am doing chanting, I have not got, you may not see the result. But after this thing, then we will see these results. So, and also one more thing, what we have to do is, it is not just the enjoyment. We get more of bondage. So the moment I ask for some material benefit, I get it. My desires don't stop there. My desires will go to the next level. And then when they go to the next level, I want one more, I want one more, I want one more. So it becomes continuous. Like even these demigods, all of them, how did they become demigods? It is not that nothing great. They have done so much of austerity with Krishna that their desire was to become like Krishna, so they become demigods. But only after becoming a demigod, they realize that the life of a human being might be 100 years, but the life of demigods is some thousands of years. So they have to unfortunately undergo that life, and then again they have to come back to the human life, and then they have to do austerity here, and then only go back to Krishna. It is like the best example for it is an apartment. Suppose we enter an apartment. You have to enter the apartment from ground floor only. You can't just jump into the 10th floor, nor you can't enter it from the cellar. So from ground floor only you have to go. So when we go into the apartment, so a lot of people, you can take it, you may go into the ground floor, there is a demigod, attained lot of progress, he went to the 30th floor. And then if one day I want to come out of the apartment, how do I come? I can't jump from the 30th floor, or from 30th floor I just can't fly away like that in a helicopter. Even though I want to take aeroplane, I have to come to the ground floor, come out, take the aeroplane and go. Or if I go to the Patal Loka, that is the third -3 floor also, again I have come to the 0th floor and then come to the ground floor and go wherever we have to go. So that way, so here our desires will take us nowhere. Only the day we live without any desires, then only we will go back to Goloka. Like, so even when they become demigods also, they have a lot of problems, because we know the stories of Indra and others, where they had a lot of problems with the demon like Ravana, Sura and others. They went and created a lot of problems to them, and then they had to fight. That means even the demigods have problem. We should not fight that. .44. Sri Sagana, you want to read? Sri Sagana, are you there? Okay. Rohan Prasad, one of you. Yeah, one of you led last time, so the second one can read now.
भोगैश्वर्य प्रसाक्त
One of you read, don't both of you read.
भोगैश्वर्य प्रसाक्तानं तया पार्था चेतसां व्यवस्यात्मिका बुद्धिः समदौ न विद्यते. Translation: in the mind of those who are too attached to the sense of enjoyment and material opulence, and who are bewildered by such things, the resolute determination for the devotional service to the Supreme Lord does not take place in his life.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Okay. So, in the minds of those who are too attached to the sense enjoyment and material opulence, and who are bewildered by such things, the resolute determination for devotional service to the Supreme God does not take place. I have already explained this in the previous sloka. So they only keep on going further with further desires to the next sloka. No, sorry, next desire, but they don't get detached with the with the desires. Okay, so that's what it is. 2 point. We'll go. Sri Sagana, are you there?
Mataji.
Amma.
Mataji already unmuted me.
Yeah. Okay, you have read no 2.45. Okay, read.
त्रैगुण्या विषया वेदा निस्त्रैगुण्यो भवर्जुन निर्बन्धो नित्य सर्वस्तो निर्योगक्षेम आत्मवान्. Translation: the Vedas deal mainly with the subject of three modes of material nature. O Arjuna, become transcendent transcendental to these three modes. Be free from all the dualities and from all
Dualities.
dualities and from all the anxieties for gain and safety, and be established in the self.
Okay. So now Krishna is introducing, till now he has talked about the Vyavasayatmika Buddhi. Now he is talking about the Trigunas. All of us know what are these Trigunas. Can you put it in the chat box? What are the Trigunas? Trigunas. Yes, Marie, correct. Correct, Harshit. Sattva, Rajo, Tamo Guna. Very good. So those are the three gunas. Sattva gunam is the mode of goodness, and Rajo gunam is the mode of passion, and Tamo gunam is the mode of ignorance. That means a person in Sattva gunam is, what does he do? He always thinks, I will only do good. Here, the what is wrong with Sattva gunam is he doesn't think what is that makes Krishna happy. He thinks I should do the right thing. That means I should not harm anybody. Like what Arjuna, what is he thinking? That is a Sattva guna. But that is, Krishna doesn't encourage that. You know what is Sattva guna and Raja guna. Raja gunam is passion, ambitious. Whatever you give them, they want some more. That is, they work hard, they do everything. I mean, they might be doing right things also, but again, the same thing. They are always wanting more, more, more. They don't think of wanting more what is making Krishna happy. And Tamo gunam, we know it is ignorance, laziness, and all the bad qualities will be there in Tamo gunam. So from now, Krishna starts talking about the Trigunas. And he says, oh Arjuna, raise above this transcendental mode of from these three modes. That's what he says. So about this Vedic Karma Kanda. So these Vedic Karma Kandas take us to this mode of goodness or the mode of Rajogunam also. Because the Rajogunam, what is it doing? It is giving more and more desires to us. So it goes there. And he says you have to go to the Suddha Sattva Gunam. Suddha Sattva Gunam means whatever is right, you have to do. You don't think whether it is right or wrong. Whatever makes Krishna mean, we don't expect the results from what you are doing. The results is left to Krishna. So this is what you are supposed to do. We are doing it. That is what. So slowly Krishna is taking, slowly he is elevating him. That means one by one, he is introducing. That means after studying first class, you have to go to second class, from the third class. That way, slowly, one by one character he is introducing there. Like suppose there is a person who is meat eating regularly. If you just go and tell him stop meat eating, he won't stop. So what do you say? Okay, you are a devotee. Saturday is for Lord Venkatesha. That day you should not eat. Don't eat. Okay, one day he will stop. Then he will say Friday is for Rashmi Mata, we should not eat. Then slowly he will stop on Friday. So that way, one by one, any quality is like that. Even though when you don't want to study, what will your mother say? Okay, study for 1 hour, if not the whole day. So that way, slowly we have to introduce. That way here also, Krishna is slowly introducing one by one qualities what a person should have to Arjuna. And so, so here the slowly he is introduced. This second chapter contains all the things what Krishna has told in the total Bhagavad Gita. So this is a very important chapter. And so here in this he is talking about Atmavan. The word he has used, the word Atmavan. Atmavan means person who possesses soul. So here he has used the word person who has possesses soul. That means, are we Atmavan? No, we are not Atmavans. We are Atmas. But here, why did Krishna use the word Atmavan? Because he is slowly introducing to Krishna. First, he is not telling you are Atma. He said, you possess Atma. Then slowly he will go saying that you possess you are Atma. First, he never said you are Atma. Now he is telling you are an Atmavan. So So here we have to understand, as long as we are in this material body, we will be bonded by these three gunas. Only when we learn to take both happiness and sorrow equally, that is the Sitoshna, that sloka is there, no? That city we get the 4.7, I think. I don't remember. 2.14. Then only we will go to, we will go beyond the three gunas. Okay. When we totally, how will we get on this? Only when we depend on Krishna totally, we will get this quality. Otherwise, we won't get this quality. So we have to be very clear about this. Okay. Jitesh, will you read?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. Read. Where are you? Okay. Not getting unmuted. Why? Asked to unmute. Just now you spoke, no?
But
Read.
Yavan Alta Udapane Sarva Tahasam Plutodake Tavan Sarveshu Vedeshu Brahmanasya Janate.
Yeah, 2.46. Yeah.
Translation. All process
Purposes.
served by a small well can at once be served by a great
Reservoir.
reservoir of water.
Hmm.
Similarly, all the purposes of the Vedas, can be served to one who knows the purpose behind them.
All purposes served by a small well can at once be served by a great reservoir of water. Similarly, all the purposes of Vedas can be served to one who knows the purposes behind them. Like in our villages, previously the waters were not like, they were not getting it from the taps. Like they were different wells. One well will give drinking water. So they take drinking water, that one well. They go to another well where they do cloth washing. They go to another well where they do wash the animals. That way they had different purposes. So that way, but if you have a big river, if in our village, if you have only wells, this is how we have to do. Suppose there is a river flowing in the village. We don't require different rivers for different purposes. The river takes care of everything because the water is flowing. So that way, here what he says is the purposes of Vedas can be served. So different Veda talks about this, but the purpose of Veda will be solved only when we know the reason behind, the purpose behind. Why are Vedas saying this? Why is Veda asking you to do this? Why is Veda asking you to do that? That we have to be very clear. And because something. Yeah, I was telling, no, just now this in the starting, when you learn these slokas also, there is no purpose behind learning these slokas without understanding the meaning. So understanding the meaning of anything you learn is very important. Please understand the meaning. So the purposes of Vedas is this, and what all is the purpose of Vedas? Finally is telling we have to go back to Godhead. And we need not follow all the austerities there. What we can simply do it by doing Hare Krishna Mahamantra, or by doing something what pleases Lord Krishna. Yeah, Siri, you want to read?
कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भूर्मा ते सङ्गोऽस्त्वकर्मणि. Translation. You have a right to perform your prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of action. Never consider yourself the cause of the results of your activities and never be attached to not doing your duty.
Yes, this is a very important sloka. I think all of you know this sloka. Karmanyevadhikarasya. You have the right to perform your prescribed duty. That means we have the right only to do it. But we are never entitled to the fruits of the action. If I do this, I'll get this. If I do this, I don't get this. So that is very wrong doing it. Thinking about like that. Never consider yourself the cause of the results of your activity. Suppose we get something, a very good result, we should never think that I have done it. We are not the cause of it. Our responsibility is only to do it and never be attached to not doing your duty. Okay, I am not the cause for it. I am not the result for it. So why should I do? Never think like that. So the first line is very important. Karmanye vadhikarasya. We always quote that. Right to do your prescribed duty. So we have to do our prescribed duty. The second line is not entitled. So we should not be entitled. Ma phaleshu kadachana. That means we should never be entitled to that. The third one is ma karma phala heturva. That means never consider yourself as a result of your activity. We are not the doer or the one. We should never take the pride of it. 1 minute. 1 minute. We should never take the pride out of it. Just do it. That means the simple example is we are having a suppose I want to make a garland for Krishna. So that is a desire in me. But to make the garland, you have to understand that so many things have to cooperate. That means first the nature has to give me flowers. Only if the nature doesn't give me flowers, so there is no way I can make a garland. And also then I should get the flowers to me. Then later, okay, I had the flowers, I have it, everything. Then unless I am blessed with Krishna's blessing to do the garland, some problem will come, because of which I will not be able to make the garden, or my hands may not support. Suddenly my hands don't support. How are my hands working like this? Suppose I want to take the class today. So anything can happen which will stop, or the Wi-Fi might go off. So this is all the support what we are getting from Krishna. So only when Krishna's sanction is there. So we should understand that any activity we are doing is the mercy of Krishna. So we should give the credit to Krishna and we should not take the pride. I'm making the garland. I'm taking the class. I'm attending the class. I'm getting very good marks. So we should not take like that. And because of this thinking that, okay, I'm not doing it. Why? We should not stop our duty. We should do our duty. And why we sometimes we'll think of stopping our duty is, okay, if I do my duty, I might do something wrong. If I do something wrong, I'll get papa karma. But that is also very wrong. Not doing our duty is the greatest sin which we can do. That is what Krishna has told Arjuna. Your duty is to fight. So fight. What will happen is, if you get the credit, how can we not take the credit? Then why should I do is the question. Why we should do is, we will, if you don't take the material credit out of it, there is a chance that we will get the higher benefit out of it. The best example here is a mother serving food for the child. She prepares some very good sweet for the child. So there are 2-3 children. She serves them. The children like the sweet so much, they won't even ask the mother, Amma, is there anything left for you? They will simply ask for one more cup, they will eat anything. The mother is very happy. The children are eating. She won't even tell that nothing is left for her. She'll happily give it to them. And then they finish everything. The children have naturally never appreciated mother. We never appreciate saying what you have prepared is very good. As a right, we eat it and then go. And then nobody knows the mother has put in so much of effort. And then the children also doesn't appreciate. But again, the mother does it next time. Why does she do like that? Because she is getting an enjoyment which is more than the material appreciations. That way, there is something more which we don't realize materially. We get something. So by doing duty selflessly, we get something more. And then for everything, there has to be the blessing of Krishna. This was the doubt. Why I should do all this was the doubt Krishna Arjuna had in chapter 1, when that I am the cause for the death, and I am going to get sinful reaction. So here Krishna has clearly said that you are not the cause of the death. I am doing it, and you won't get sinful reactions because that is your duty. So here we have to understand that our duty is our rightful way of living is to do our duty, and we should not be entangled with the results. And we should understand that we are not the cause of the results. We should never be attached. Stop doing our duties. And karma also, we know what is karma. Doing our prescribed duty is karma, not doing duty. Normally karma, we use it for action, but karma means doing our prescribed duty. Otherwise any action is not karma. And vikarma is doing something which is not ours. That means we might do something which is not our work, but that is not correct. Like they take an example. There's a dhobi where he has a dog and a donkey. So the dog is a lazy fellow and he keeps sleeping, and that day the thieves come to their house. And what does the donkey do? The dog is not getting up, the thieves are coming, taking away all the clothes. So immediately the donkey starts barking. So the dhobi gets up. He doesn't realize that the donkey is, if the dog had barked, he would have realized that it is because somebody might have come. He would have watched. But because the donkey barked, he never realized that somebody has come. He just got up and said, "Why, you useless fellow, why are you disturbing my sleep?" And then he beats the donkey badly and sleeps off. That means here the dog has not done its duty and the donkey has not done its duty. By doing it, there is no benefit. So that way we should do, whoever the dog should do its duty, the donkey should do its duty. So akarma is not performing your prescribed duty. That means here the dog has done akarma and the donkey has done vikarma. And so Arjuna not fighting the war becomes akarma. And also nitya karma means our regular duties. And kamya karmas means occasionally based on our desires and emergencies we do kamya karma. 2.48. Harshit, you want to read?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Yogastha kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya siddhe asiddhyo samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. Perform your duty equipoised, O Arjuna, abandoning all attachment to success or failure. One's equanimity is called yoga.
Yeah. Perform your duty equipoised. That means that is without expecting results. That means it can be a good result or a bad result. Just do it. Don't attach yourself to the success or failure. Such equanimity is called yoga. Throughout he is telling only don't attach yourself to the results. Do your duty irrespective of success or failures. And so while doing, what is important is keeping our indriyas under control, our desires and control. This is only called yoga. Another meaning of yoga is equanimity, without getting disturbed for success or failure. This is another definition we can give for yoga. This word here, so here when we do it for our desires, it is not what is desired by Krishna. We have to do it for the desire of Krishna. So that way, without attaching ourselves with anything, we have to do it. Yeah, 2.49. Rohan Prasad.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. 1 minute, Mataji, a morning video.
Will you people off your video in between?
Durena hyavaram karma buddhiyoga dhananjaya buddhau sharanam manvicha कृपणाः फलहेतवः. Translation: O Dhananjaya, keep all abominable activities far distant by devotional service, and in that consciousness surrender unto the Lord. Those who want to enjoy the fruits of their work are Mrs. Hare Krishna Mataji. Dandavat Pranam.
Misers, not misers, misers. Misers means in Telugu we call pisnari. Yeah. So here he is telling, O Dhananjaya, keep all the abominable activities far distance from devotional service. That means we should not do what is unnecessary, what we are not supposed to do. And in that consciousness, under the surrender to Lord Krishna. Here what is important is surrender to Krishna. Those who want to enjoy the fruits of their work. So if you think, I have done this, I want the result. I have done this, I should get the credit. If you think like that, that means we are misers. That means we are thinking in a very limited fashion. That is what it means. So we should never look for the results. Yeah. So here, this is something important. So here we have almost covered all the reasons. The reasons Arjuna gives not to fight, and Lord Krishna's answers. So first, what was the first reason? Compassion towards relatives and friends. Arjuna told this in chapter 128 to 30 slokas. So here Krishna has given an answer saying that we are body and soul, that body and soul are different. That answer he has given in 2.11 to 2.3. That is the Atma Jnana, what he has done. And the second reason Arjuna has given is no happiness even if I win. So that he has put in 1.31 to 3.5. So Krishna has answered saying happiness, either you win or you die. So as a Kshatriya, if you do your duty properly, that is happiness. That he has answered. And fear of sinful reactions. So that Krishna said, a Kshatriya failing in religious service is a sin. So as Arjuna was thinking that killing all these people is a sin, Krishna told very clearly, killing these people is not sin. Not doing your activities is a sin. Destroy your family traditions. So family traditions, what are family traditions? Are what we follow as per our Vedic scriptures. So here he's telling, don't think of the scriptures, but about Krishna's happiness only. Krishna's happiness is above the Vedic scriptures. Then no proper thought. So take shelter of Guru and do your duty. That's what Krishna has told. So he has answered all the questions here. So if you just see this slide, you can see the questions and answers, what all Krishna has cleared. So are you all clear about the answers here? What Krishna has given? Yeah, okay, good. So next, 2.50. Who will read? Yeah, Harshit? Yeah, Siri, you want to read? Yeah. Okay.
बुद्धियुक्तो जहातीह उभे सुकृता दुष्कृते तस्माद् योगाय युज्यस्व yoga karma sukausalam. Translation: a man engaged in devotional service rids himself of both good and bad reactions, even in this life. Therefore, strive for yoga, which is the art of
on the work, art of work. So a man engaged in devotional service rids himself of both good and bad reactions, even in this life. So he doesn't bother about what is good, what is. Therefore, strive for yoga, which is the art of our way. The best way to do something is doing in a attached way to Krishna. Do that. You have to do that. So which is this 2.5. So here Krishna is telling the benefits of doing Buddhi Yoga. So if you perform Buddhi Yoga, we can get rid of all the good and bad reactions. So this is the real art of doing work. So here no reactions for doing a akarma. So we all know very clearly, we have studied this in our SSR. This is the most important thing in Krishna consciousness. So if you do anything good, we get punyam. If you do anything bad, we get papam. To enjoy both, we have to take next life. We can never think that I have done a lot of very good work, so I am going to go back to Godhead. No. Even like it is like you have money, you have a debit card which is in your, that means there's money in your bank and you have a debit card. You will feel like enjoying your money. If you take a credit card, that means you are doing a lot of papam. Then what happens is you will have to take one more life to clear that whatever papam. So if you are attached towards the results, you will be bonded. So the only way, so this is very difficult. Whatever we do, we keep getting either a good or bad reaction. That means we just take respiration also. A lot of germs go inside and come out. Then how do we live? We eat. Even vegetarian food also, if you don't offer it to Krishna and then eat, it becomes a papam only. We are hurting the plant. So that way, anything we do, we get punyam or papam. So to get rid of this, only way is to do it in the Krishna consciousness. Do it for the sake of Krishna. That is how we have to do. 2.51. Yeah, who is ready? Harshit?
हरे कृष्ण माताजी कर्मजं बुद्धियुक्ता हि फलं त्यक्त्वा मनीषिणा जन्मबन्धा विनिर्मुक्ता पदं गच्छते अनामयम्. Translation: by thus engaging in devotional service to the Lord, great sages or devotees free themselves from the results of work in the material world. In this way, they become free from the cycle of birth and death and attain the state beyond all miseries by going back to Godhead.
So this is what is the conclusion. By engaging in devotional service to the Lord, this word to the Lord is important. Not to other demigods. Great sages or devotees free themselves from the results of work in the material world. We also become great devotees if we can only put God, Krishna in the center and start working from the result of work in the material world. In this way, they become free from the cycle of birth and death and attain the state beyond all the miseries, going back to Godhead. They will be relieved from Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi. So this is, that means no Vedic rituals are required. Only important thing is do devotional service. Yeah, 2.52. Who will read? Yeah, Rohan Prasad. Why others are not reading? Only 4, 5 people are reading. Yeah. Yeah, Rohan, you can read.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Do 1 second Mataji, we are reading. Do यदा ते मोह कलिलं बुद्धि कर्मय तितारिष्यति तदा गन्तासि निर्वेदं श्रोत्रस्य श्रुतस्य च. Translation: when your intelligence has passed out of the dense forest of disillusion, you shall become indifferent to all this has been heard and that is not be heard.
Yeah. When your intelligence has passed into the dense forest of disillusion, that means when we go into a forest, what happens is we won't have any direction. We'll be totally confused which direction to go. So that means when we get into a forest, the intelligence has failed, and we get into a forest, you shall become indifferent to all that has been heard, all and all that is to be heard. That means whatever you have learned here, all that whatever you have heard here will be forgotten. So we have to be we have to be clear here. So Krishna compares our confusion with the dense forest. That means entangled with the material desires. That means when we get into this material desires, we forget Krishna. So to come out of this, what is required is the Buddhi Yoga. We will not be attached. Only when we have Buddhi Yoga, we will not be attached with the illusion of Vedic desires. Okay, the last sloka. Yeah, Siri, you can read.
Shruti vipratipanna yada sthashyati nischala samadhav achala buddhis tada yogam avapyasi. Translation: when your mind is no longer disturbed by the flowery language of the Vedas, and when it remains fixed in the trance of self-realization, then you will have attained the divine consciousness.
This is what is very important. This is the highest samadhi, that is Krishna consciousness. When your mind is no longer disturbed by the flowery language of Vedas, that means the Vedas say, do this, you will get this, do that, you will get this. And when it remains fixed in the trance of self-realization, that means understand who you are and do what you are supposed to do, then you will have attained the divine consciousness. That means you attain the Krishna consciousness. So that is how we will get the Jivan Mukti. So that person, either he is living or he is dead, it is the same for him. Anything that happens, it just doesn't bother him. For him, he is almost a liberated person. So this is the benefit of Bhakti Yoga. Because of Bhakti Yoga, we will not get any sinful reactions. And because of this, we will not get a birth-death cycle. It is, our mind should always be fixed in intelligence and being in samadhi, and we should understand what this Bhakti Yoga is, and we should continue to practice that. That is what is important. Okay. So we'll stop here. Stop.